Welcome to Elite Encounters. I'd like to give a special welcome back to our elite. That's you, our awesome subscribers. We are here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming live in front. Yeah, Overwatch giving us all kinds of stuff over there.
No, that's facts.
I didn't do it.
We would like for you to take a look at our channel to check out our previous episodes, content, and links, as well as that awesome subscribe button. Hit that, and you too can become one of the elite. And speaking of, the elite are in a drawing for a figure painted by our very own Barnabas.
Pull the channel up.
I did move it. Painted by our very own Barnabas. You can pick your favorite of these heroes, and he will make sure that that is painted up for you, and we will give it to you. That is, everybody is being put into a drawing as subscribers, and if you were one of our new subscribers, you got 2 entries. That is going to continue until the end of the show, where we will announce our winner. So, if you haven't hit that subscribe button and become one of the elite, I invite you to do so now. You are tuned in to the Soul Severed campaign, set in the unique world of Iota. We're focusing on the memories of these heroes you see at the table. When we last left them, it was not exactly the best of moments. They had come to a farming community that had been marked on a map by Captain of the Guard and Constable Bright Sky, as there were spies, changeling spies in Doratham. This is where the map led. This is where their contact was supposed to be. Upon entering these farms, they found eeriness and then a fight with beasts the like of which they had not seen at this point in their adventures. Orcs had raided into these farms, a small farming community of only 4 families. And the heroes were given a choice. Quickly making their choice, they did split their party to try to help both a mother and a daughter who were being drug off. The unfortunate circumstance and consequences of the choice, the child did not make it. It was that solemn moment, being invited to stay for helping the community, but having the corpse of a child amongst them, and watching as the families began to mourn. That quiet that everybody felt, you feel it seep in deeper. The wails of a mother could be heard across fields. I believe it was your vest on the child.
It was.
Someone seems to have brought a blanket. Maybe it's even a burial shroud. Either way, it seems too large for a child. And she's carefully wrapped in it. And your vest is brought back to you. by another child. He can't be more than 7 or 8. Just kind of dragging it on the ground a little bit, but he comes up and yes, sir. This is yours.
Oh, I got down to his level. I grasp both of his hands as I take the vest. And I tell him thank you. Are you okay?
No. He'll turn and go walking off, and after being about 3 feet from you, he does turn back around and says, "Thank you for helping."
I tried.
And then he turns and walks away. There's definitely a difference between the families and their hired help. The hired help, you can see that they definitely too are mourning the loss, but it's not as visceral. It's not as raw to them. But it obviously still stings. One man in particular that had in passing given his name to you, Turby, seems about the most hit by this death. As he wipes away tears, unashamed, crying, he does walk up. There is food and drink inside. And as they said, you are welcome to stay. It isn't much, but it's what they can give. I apologize. I'm at a loss as to how to say thank you, but I thank you for the help. All of you. It was more than unexpected. I've not seen beasts like that until I came here, and they've come through this farm a few times here and there, but never in that number. And well, let's just say I really did not expect help from all of you. It's obvious you're not from around here. Some folk would just pass on by. He'll put his hand out to you, Turby.
I mean, I remember, like, I guess grabbing his hand as well, but he's definitely eyeing the Turby water, and I was about to make my way to one of those, and but yeah, I would grasp his hand, and then I'd look to the party and be like, have y'all met Preston? And then go find my water, which is ale, by the way.
I didn't get your name, sir.
Oh, it's Turby. Sorry.
Turby. And he will turn to you, Avery. He doesn't approach as Azara is pretty much on fire as normal. And he does take one step toward you and gives a bow. Thank you for your help.
It is no problem. My name is Avery. Not really from around here, as you can tell, but I just seen people in help, so I thought I'd stop and help.
It is appreciated. Thank you, Avery. And then he looks to Several without a fiery beast around your ankles. He does step closer to you and holds out his hand as he's pretty sure that it isn't going to jump at him and bite him, coming to you.
I remember still kind of processing what was going on. I clearly hear him doing introductions, but I don't think I was actively watching him as he kind of approaches, and I'm just kind of just staring off, listening to the sounds of the mother's cry in the background, and just kind of post-processing everything. So I don't think I moved right away.
He patiently stood with his hand out, looking a little awkward, but
I think I kind of startled myself, like realizing that he's standing there, and then I'll reach my hand out to him.
as he clasps your hand, he says, "Thank you."
I'm sorry we couldn't do more.
Definitely more help than expected. Didn't expect to see anyone. As I said before, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Sivril.
Thank you, Sybil. Releasing your hand, he turns to Callie. Ma'am. He steps forward.
I'll shake his hand.
When you go to shake, he takes it. He puts your knuckles to his forehead. Thank you as well. And your name was?
Callie.
Callie. And then he steps to Barnabas, gets an introduction from Barnabas, shakes his hand as well. And lastly, he comes to Lenny. And he holds out his hand.
I don't deserve that.
You do.
I know how you feel, Lenny.
I had her in my hands.
Names are for people who deserve to be remembered, and this deserves to be forgotten.
Lenny, is it?
It is.
Thank you. She's a loss, and it's going to hurt. But you saved everyone else as well. Once more, he wipes away tears. I believe Everyone might need some rest at this point. But I'm sure the morning will go on into the evening. But I will see you all in the morning. And he will then turn and walk, leaving you guys in front of the building that you were told that you could stay in. In the distance, you can hear some songs as they do begin to sing into the beginnings of this child's funeral. If any of you go and join it, or stand on the outskirts, nobody says a thing. Did any of you join the funeral?
I think I just watched from afar.
I did as well, because, you know, I don't think they want a fiery leopard down there, so.
After a good 30 minutes after the battle and she's sure that nobody is coming toward you with ill intent, the fire does decrease along her, and she just gives off a warm glow instead. Her hackles finally lowering, her tail no longer puffed up into this plume of fire. I could see why I was told you did not want to relive this memory.
It's not one of our best.
It's hard.
We got something out of it, though. Avery.
I appreciate that.
So you all finally found rest that evening, eventually? Or
Yeah.
did
I mean, it's
Eventually.
anyone find exhaustion the next day as you didn't sleep?
I probably did not sleep.
I definitely slept, but probably not great because it was that a little bit too much ale sleep.
Early morning, they definitely have chickens making all kinds of noise. The bird starts crowing well before the sun actually is into the sky. The first little hint of light, and he goes off like an alarm clock, waking any of you from troubled sleep.
I think I remember that I kind of wandered out and dealing with my own frustration in the matter. I found a log splitting axe of some kind, and I just went out into the woods and just started to kind of take my own frustration out, felling a tree and splitting it into logs, and just every hit just subsequently more and more anger filled and more hurt.
You continued until your arms were sore and you could barely do it anymore.
Yeah. That's what I remember too.
I can see it. Exhausted, you just kind of stayed on the edge of the community against the trees.
Yeah, just kind of slumped down against the tree and just kind of let the time pass and let the sun rise and let the rooster do his thing and the serenity of the new morning coming, knowing that this young girl just never gets to see that again. I think I'm just playing scenes in my head of my own daughter at that age or that size. Just that's why it hurts.
Whether you wanted to sleep longer or not, that bird won't let you. And then he's joined by another. And then in the distance, you can hear one at the furthest farm. So even if you lie on the bed that they gave you and don't get up, you won't find any more sleep after that. What was it you all did after this? That next morning? What started your day?
I mean, I remember, grabbing whatever cup of ale that I had next to me there, and then locating at least one more, and I'd perch myself where I can essentially overwatch this whole village, because I remember at this point I was not only in that somber feeling of this village lost this young girl because we couldn't save her. However, as I recalled, is I dropped the orc that had her, and there was 4 of my party, and they couldn't make it happen, and yet myself with Avery, of course, but it's Turby that we're talking about. So I took out the other guy and saved the mother. So although I was sad, I felt in that morning, whatever reason, I was also angry. So I removed myself, still with the party, but far enough that like I'm overwatching, seeing things, and just kind of playing through my own head, try to not blow up on them, if that makes sense.
It does.
Morning would have been the appropriate time to finally introduce ourselves to Avery, since this was technically our first meeting. So we had a nice conversation. Nice.
As nice as it could be under the circumstances.
And suspicions. Where did she come from?
Where did you go?
Who does
Where'd it
she
come from,
work
Cotton Eye Joe?
with?
So before I go out there, I kind of get up and I wake up because Azara is not really liking the chickens outside making noise and she's kind of growling. So I finally get up, I get dressed, and me and her finally step out. I go to meet the others. I'm still kind of wary because I'm not really trusting of people, but I kind of get a good vibe from them I don't get from most people. They just seem to be very genuine, very honest, and I kind of like that because, you know, I usually feel out of place, but I don't. And I've only spent like what 12, 16 hours with them at most, if you're counting through the night. So I see Callie and I go up and I start the conversation by saying, we haven't really gotten a chance to really introduce myself to you or the others. So, my name is Avery Jade. Obviously, this is my fiery leopard, Azara. Seems threatening, but she's honestly just a big teddy bear.
I understand familiars.
She's just very protective. I can usually get her to calm down by just telling her to sit, so as long as you're not any kind of a threat, yeah. I'm like what you must be thinking. I'm not really from around anywhere nearby. I'm a wood elf. I've
Okay.
just been kind of traveling alone because I've come from the high forest and I was kind of forced out when someone started a fire. And that's how I found. Yeah.
There's a little growl from Azara at you saying you're traveling alone.
Yeah. Okay, I was
Her
traveling.
tail flicks back and forth, and a little bit of fire runs along it.
Okay, calm down. I know. Okay, it was me and Azara traveling together. Is that better?
Rubs through her legs. No fire.
Okay.
And then sits down on the other side of her from where she was sitting before.
She's kind of a little petty too. You gotta watch what you say around her because she knows. She's smart. But yeah, an incident broke out where a fire had spread, and I can't tell if it was Azara's mother or if it was someone specifically attacking our home. But it ended up killing most of everyone I knew, so I ended up leaving, and that's when I found her. She was a cub, stuck under a log, and I kind of just saved her, and she's just been with me ever since.
Oh, I see. I think you met Turby because you came in together.
Yeah, you were the one I was fighting those orcs with. I remember.
Let me introduce you to the rest of the people that I'm traveling with. They may be a little sensitive right now.
I understand. I myself feel guilty because I had no idea there was even a child. If I had any idea,
Yeah.
I probably would have done something different. But
You weren't in the village far enough to know.
I just want to kind of lightly introduce myself and not be too much, you know, knowing how the atmosphere is right now.
Yes. Of course, several. Lenny, Barnabas.
It's nice to meet you guys.
You as well.
Wish we were under better circumstances.
Yeah. Not really the most jovial group at the moment, but we appreciate your help last night. It was appreciated.
I know what those orcs can be like. I've fought them before. They're ugly, vicious creatures, and when I seen them attacking, I obviously instinct just told me to help. So
This is our first
I've never-
encounter
yeah,
with them.
Never even seen a creature like that before in my life.
Yeah.
It almost killed me last time I seen them. So, but I'm not afraid to fight them again.
Is Preston out and about?
You look out and around, and you notice that only farmhands seem to be out and working. You don't really see any of the families. How long did you stay away from the group, Turby?
I mean, I only had a nail and a half, so that, if I'm sipping that, that's maybe 30 minutes. But so anywhere between that 30, 45-minute time frame, it wasn't too long. But with everything and the chickens waking me up after a night of heavy drinking, which takes a lot for myself, just wasn't great how I felt about the party at the moment. But as I come back over, like I said, 30, 45 minutes is when I would rejoin, and probably wouldn't say anything, just I would rejoin them, but little disdain on my face, I guess.
About the time that Turby rejoins you guys is when several of you did spy Preston. He's tending to some livestock, feeding, still moving about in his light leather armor, still has his rapier on his side. Seems that this is his normal everyday attire. The armor is light enough that he can work in, but he seems to be ready for protecting these farms again if need be.
With everything going on, I don't remember at that time if I put two and two together that we were actually there to meet him. Like, I know he name dropped him, but I don't think my mind is running that direction. Like, that's what we're currently there to do. But I think as the morning presses on, I think things kind of start falling back into place as to why we were here to begin with and what we were actually doing. And I think in my mind, I just looked at him from afar and I saw him still in his armor, still with his rapier, and in my mind, he didn't sleep either. Like, he just kind of slumped into a chair, maybe into his house, and just kind of stayed, just like I did. So, like I said, I don't know that I recollected that at this stage in the morning, I don't know that I recollected that that's why we were there, but I think as the morning pushed on, I think that's definitely where we headed.
The farms are coming more alive as the day progressed, and it was about noon where you all got to feel another kick in the gut as the procession to the pyre began. Seemed that the families had all been keeping their watch on the dead throughout the night. And at high noon, you see them carrying her off to the edge of the farms, where a rather large pyre for such a small child is being built. And as is their custom in Orvas, they place her on it with a few flowers and maybe perhaps her favorite toy. And then they light it. Very slowly they do disperse, but not until the pyre is truly ablaze. Dark column of smoke rising into the air, and anyone anywhere near can smell the burning of the dead. And the flowers not helping any of it. With a great effort, you watch these families as they walk away and go back to work on their farms. They try really hard, and they get themselves back to what they should be doing through the day. And you can tell that they try not to look toward the flames. They try not to look toward the smoke in the distance. You will all get nods and such when they see you. But mostly you do see that they do avoid you.
I think as the pyre is burning and everyone's kind of returning back to work, I think I will grab Preston's attention and kind of motion for him to come over.
Several, yes.
Was there room in that long house that we stayed in for us to all fit in plus him?
Yes. It seems to be made to hold the family should they want to all get together.
Okay. Preston, if you have a second, we'd like to chat with you and a little more of a private scenery. And I'll kind of gesture to the longhouse.
He nods and it's all right. By all means. I can take a few moments.
I will hold the door open as everyone kind of files in. I just kind of shut the door behind me and just kind of walk into the room. How often do travelers or wandering people happen upon this village, Preston?
It depends. It depends on what direction. We do have steady visitors, as some of I say I'm merely a hired hand. But the dew is sent in to the rest of the kingdom, and the dew is collected every quarter. So we see those travelers, the
Those aren't-
king's men.
Those aren't real travelers. Those are people who were sent here for a. How many people just happen upon this place? I'm going somewhere with my questioning. Just know that I'm not just arbitrarily asking random
I see
things.
that you're going somewhere with this, but I'm not quite sure where that would be.
Do you get random visitors very often?
Not often, no.
Okay. I will reach into my bag, pull the map out that was given to us with the X marked on it, and I will sprawl it across the table. In light of recent events, Preston, I'm inclined to have a very different conversation than I would have had our meeting taken place beforehand. You are waiting for a group of 4 to have a meeting about some information that they were supposed to gather. I tell you this because we dispatched the group of 4. They won't be coming. The constable of the town of Doratham has sent us here to meet with you, with explicit instructions for us to gather any information and all information on the informant that is telling the kingdom of Orvast what's going on. I want you to know, Preston, that I am a completely different person when my emotions aren't in the way, and I usually don't have many conversations like this. So when I truly tell you right now that the next move is yours and the cards are all in your hand, I want you to believe that. We had a very different agenda when we approached this town than I think we do right now. And in a great moment of loss that this poor little town had to endure, it has bonded us in a little bit of a way that I think deserves this kind of respect.
It's appreciated, Several. Your candor is much appreciated.
I don't know what the town thinks of you or what the town knows of your agenda or if the town has any idea what you're up to. I figured speaking in a place that protects your identity or protects your facade or protects who you are to them was the very least that we could offer you.
And you killed 4.
The shifter types, whatever they're called. Yeah.
Look, bottom line is, we're not here by random, okay? Like, he said all these fancy words. So like, what's going on? We saved this place, you included.
You say the next move is mine.
Well, that's correct. If it's hostilities you want, the next move is yours. If it's non-hostilities you want, the next move is still yours. I didn't have to come in here and air our stance, but I felt like we owed that to you, given the circumstance. So, the next move is yours. You got a better way to say that?
I mean, it could be mine if we want it that way.
I'm not sure what you expect.
I don't expect anything. I don't know what you were expecting to receive. I'm just here to tell you that whatever it is you were expecting to receive, you got us instead. So, you were looking for information. You're not getting that information, and your cover has been blown. I'm here to tell you the next move is yours. That's it.
Pretty
If
much.
you-
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Pretty much, we're the causation that you're not getting information.
Yeah, with him.
Yeah.
So wait, who is this guy?
Oh, have you met Preston? He's an informant.
Informant for who?
Yep.
Orvast, which is the human kingdom. He's gathering information for their potential invasion or expansion.
So why are we still talking to him?
Because
Exactly.
he defended the city, this little town, village, hut, family, 4-family hut village, just like we did. And in the instance that the poor child was lost, I felt it was at the very least as a active, having a kind bone in my body, that I was going to be honest with him and just let him decide his own fate this morning. If he wanted to wake up today and choose violence, we could wake up today and choose violence.
Oh, I could choose violence.
I believe he's gonna tell us whatever he knows. Like at this point, that's how I feel about this.
I will definitely share some things I know, Turby.
Good. Hammer over my shoulder.
I'm definitely not one to wake up and choose violence.
That's wise.
He looks directly at Sivril in a very... There's a look that passes between you two as he says this to you. As a father, I definitely do not ever wake up and choose violence, as I wish to go home to my children.
Let me be very, very clear to you. If you're attempting to appease my quote-unquote emotional side, I'm all emotion down.
Probably doesn't even have kids.
No,
And
the emotion is not what I'm appealing to.
when I tell you that every day I wake up and choose violence, it's because I do have a little girl. And if I don't wake up every day and choose violence, then she dies. So does my family, and so does everyone that I care about. So we are not alike. You can solve your problems with hugs and rainbows. I don't solve my problems with hugs and rainbows. I solve
Nor
my
did I
problems
say
with
you did.
swords.
I did not say you did. I said as a father,
I am a
I
father.
do not wake up and choose violence.
I am a father and I do. Because I have to. because stuff like what you're doing exists. Let me be very clear. You and I are not on the same page. You and I are not friends. You and I are merely two ships passing in the night. I offered you my candor because that little girl died yesterday on our watch. And that's it. If that hadn't happened, I would have woken up this morning and chosen violence.
Preston's face is extremely neutral through the entire conversation and everything that Cyril says. I've not made any comparisons. I am merely stating what I know, which is what I told you I would do.
So you know
The only
that
part of his face that does have something besides neutrality is you can see the fatigue around his eyes. You can see how red his eyes are. Similar
yeah,
to your own state.
yeah.
He says, I can tell you, I also know that my entire world shook last night. And I can still feel the ground quaking beneath me. Just standing in this room. You obviously know of Orvast. You are obviously from Both Tyril. Tenuous, very tenuous neighbors these two countries are. It is the same with the Northern Dwarven nation. So again, I'll continue to tell you truths. As the ground does quake beneath my feet, it's because everything changed in a day for me. I'm an observant man. I do pride myself on this. It's one of my faults. My pride. But I watched something yesterday that I never thought I would. So, I will tell you one more truth. And then I'm going to walk out the door. Make that two. I'm going to walk out that door and I'm going to head home to my children. Immediately. Unable to find, and this is your last truth, unable to find any of the documentation or anything that has been hidden in the far back barrel of the cellar of the southwestern farm that has been there for the whole time that I've been here. Everything I've gathered. Everything that I was supposed to report. And I won't even be able to report that I could not find it, that it was taken. Because if I do, then I will not have children. So, I believe you have what you came for. And I believe I will take my family somewhere far from Orvast,
It's probably a
or
good
as
idea.
far as I can get. And he will literally about face and walk out. Did any of you try to read anything into what he was saying?
I mean, I was practically trying to read everything that he's saying, knowing that he's a spy of some kind. You kind of try to have to read into what they're saying to try to grasp what they're actually saying.
Give me a perception. Turby, I take it you want a perception as well, as you were.
Yeah.
He was talking somewhat directly at you and Several.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else that was watching him carefully or looking for anything on him?
I have a
Trying
20
to
on
figure out
perception.
anything?
I'll roll. 16.
Plus.
Perception?
I mean, I was waiting for him to choose violence, so I was watching him.
21.
21.
I don't even know where it's at.
Nope.
I rolled a 1.
24.
And then he just watched the conversation ready, huh?
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
I did.
And
24.
24. And Several, what was yours again?
20.
20. All right. Well,
I am not in the right state of mind to perceive anything. Whatever Cyril does, I will copy.
Callie, this man is an emotionless brick. There's nothing you can read off of him. As a matter of fact, the air he exudes toward you as you're trying to kind of figure out anything about him and read, it's almost as if you want to focus
Strike
on
him with
something
lightning?
else. You three, of course, understand that him talking about the ground shaking was pretty much what he said. He's from Orvast. Orvast is a very, very closed-minded society. If you are not human, you are no longer considered much of a person. And a second-rate citizen, you're untrustworthy. And you all broke his world when he watched you come in here and help these families. Human families. A dwarf who's usually they're evil, tyrannical jerks. And you could tell by the way he talked to you, it was just he wasn't sure what he was looking at. It was you were something that he could not fathom. And you two elves, he did not even know where to begin to show you how he's felt at this point. His world's turned upside down, and now he has to turn his family's world upside down. And that information he talked about, he's inferring that you guys are stealing it. It's still there. It's still there waiting on you. Everything he's gathered.
I want to walk out of the longhouse. I'll roll the map back up that I placed on the table and put it back in my bag. Turby, would you mind taking everybody else and going to see if you can recover that information out of that barrel?
Yeah, I had no problem with that. We would go southwest to the location he kind of spoke about.
I, as the seer, need to take a moment.
I want to walk out of that longhouse and walk toward the direction of the house that Preston came out of.
Okay.
And when I kind of walk, is he in sight, like, or is he already inside? Is he?
Give me a perception, Cyril.
12?
You see someone in the distance. Yeah, you were all kind of stunned for a few. He's got a little bit of ways, but as you're heading toward the home that he had been staying in, you do see a figure that's walking north. They seem to have a pack maybe on their back, but you can't tell at this distance if it's him.
Singular figure?
Singular figure.
Okay. I'm probably faster than whoever that figure is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and catch them.
As you get closer, you can see that there's that familiar armor rapier hanging at his side. It seems Preston already had a bag packed and waiting.
Preston.
He stops and turns. Cyril.
You speak of your children. How many do you have?
2.
Boy, girl, both?
1 of each.
My father told me one time that if I wasn't willing to be perfect in everything that I do, that it wasn't worth doing at all. And I hate that for me. I wake up every morning and I choose violence because that's all I know.
I can't believe that. I'm not saying that as any meaning of trying to make you feel better or saying that what you're saying isn't true in your mind. But obviously you didn't wake up every day and choose violence. You have a child of your own. And unless you're telling me you've woken up and decided to choose violence on your own child or never spent a day with them, then I'm telling you,
Well, I can tell you.
perhaps you shouldn't be so hard on yourself on that, because you don't wake up every day and choose violence.
I can tell you that every day is a fight.
That I can believe.
And I want to give you something. And I know I don't know you from anyone. But I will tell you that I hear the sincerity in your voice when you talk about your children. I'm going to give you 3 things. 2 are for your children, and 1 is something that you have to promise me that you won't use unless you absolutely need it. And he will reach into his pack and he will pull out a rolled up map. He will hand it to him. If you and your family are ever in danger, go to the area on the map. Attached to that map is a horn. Blow the horn, and I assure you, you will be protected. And he will pull off his arm, 2 rings off of his arm. And he'll reach into his bag and grab the little necklaces, and he'll put the rings on his necklace. And he will put them in the hands of Preston, and he will say, and those are for your children. If there's ever any question of the validity of where you got the map or the horn, show them the rings on the necklace.
Thank you, Sibyl.
And he will take out a cloth and cover his hand that now is probably bleeding because I just pulled rings out of my arm. Be safe.
You as well. I hope we meet again.
I hope we don't. But I appreciate the sentiment. Because if we meet again, either you're using that map and you need to be protected, and I hope that's never the case. Or we're probably at odds. Preston, you're a good man, and I don't say that. I don't say that lightly. Safe travels.
You're a good elf. And I don't say that lightly.
I will reach my hand out to him.
He'll clasp it at the arm.
Yep. And I'll turn around and head towards the house that Turby went to.
All right. So while Sivril had run after Preston, a man in the kingdom of Orvast, within the spy network that was going after Voth Teril, and in one moment, all of you had the tragedy of feeling failure for losing a child, but you possibly changed the minds of an entire family for the better. It's a very powerful thing. Not sure when you, or if you guys ever found that in your minds through your memories. I guess I'll see eventually. But something definitely worth noting. That name does ring a bell to me. I digress. Back to your. Apparently, I need to focus. Let's focus back to where all of you were heading. To the. Thank you, Overwatch. You were heading to the cellar.
Yeah. To the southwest. Most southwest cellar.
The only person that seems to be anywhere near that home is an elderly man, and he's seems to be sitting on the porch, and he kind of squints and looks toward you all as you approach, but he nods and he says, pardon me if I don't get up, but I must say I'm surprised to have lived through that assault. And I keep hearing tales of strangers. No, my eyes are failing me. I don't recognize the shapes of you, and I do see a very bright critter. I was told it was on fire and that there was a dwarf. But you seem a little tall for a dwarf. Are you the dwarf, sir?
Oh, yes. Yes, I am. I'm
Ah,
very tall for the dwarf.
very well.
The mountain thunder dwarf.
Thank you for saving our families. I am glad I got to see you before you decide to leave. Well, see is relative, as I don't see very, very well. But,
It's so appreciate. Would you like to pet the cat? And I want to try to pick up.
you gonna try
Good
to
luck. You can try.
Oh god.
I got animal
Okay.
handling.
You can try.
Okay.
Suddenly
is-
the
it is
somber moment is
possible.
over.
Yes, I'm gonna try to.
Like,
So he
I
can-
will
Yeah.
give you the
So
permission.
he can.
I just don't know if Zara
because
will.
the
Like,
leopard's not on fire right now, right?
No,
Like,
she is
it's-
not.
Right. So I'm gonna.
Go ahead and roll your
Oh boy.
roll to see if she.
What am I?
Roll your play nice.
That is going to be now. You can. I will give you a choice here: diplomacy or nature.
Well, then
As
of course.
Azara's pretty
You got diplomacy, a fire
smart.
cat?
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean-
I'm
I wanna
definitely
see
nature.
this.
Okay.
Okay, but that's a 22.
Oh shit. Wait.
Well, you definitely don't want to startle her,
Right. So yeah.
and but approaching her correctly, maybe even making a couple chuffing noises or little growls in your throat that aren't aggressive but more of a playful or
Yeah.
friendly. She actually perks up her ears and kind of cocks her head and looks at you, looks at him.
And obviously I slowed down my dwarven stride to almost a creep, The dwarven
Dwarven
Dwarven creep.
The dwarven creep.
Shuffle.
Shuffle.
And for the first
Thank you,
time,
I'm here for you.
Avery, you see Azara actually react to another person well. as he gets down there and obviously seems to know how to communicate with her. He's definitely speaking her language type of deal, and she will even come over and kind of rub on his hand, marking his hand as hers, of course.
Oh.
My hand. It's like it's.
So she just rubs the side of her face on you, you know, making.
Was I
She's
able to
deciding to-
scoop her at that moment?
You scoop her, and like any cat that doesn't exactly like to be held, those claws do come out.
Mm.
And it's. You scoop her.
Now she's part of you.
The claws aren't. Yeah, she has hooked into your arm
You are one
and
with
your shoulder, and
Sweet.
has started to kind of climb up.
Yep.
But she's not attacking your face and isn't on fire. She is.
Well, that's a good start.
Extremely warm though, close to fire.
All right. I would move like gingerly, you know what I'm saying, holding the leopard because it's still new for me. Over to the old man and be like, here you go.
He says,
Gentle
"Oh,
now.
That's a very bright. You said this is a kitty.
Gentle now, old guy.
Oh.
Don't. Oh.
That is soft and warm. Is it red?
She's
He
a fire
squints his
leopard.
eyes. Ah. I actually can see that. Oh. Huh. Well, guess you're never too old to see something new.
She likes having her ears scratched right behind her ears like a regular house cat.
He kind of has to feel
Regular
up and
house cat.
find
I would
her
like
head.
guide his hand to the ears, you know.
Don't
That's
poke
how
her in the
you
eye.
grab
Yeah,
her
don't poke her in the eye.
If you want to keep her calm, just keep petting her.
Oh
and
no, you're
scratching.
guiding the blind. Oh no.
So I'm gonna help.
Don't poke her in the eye.
He'll scratch her ears, and this old man seems just delighted.
Sweet.
This has changed a somber mood for him, and he's so old that this is a
He's
rare
so
moment.
old.
He's so old. He's so old. If you were trying to guess this man's age, you could almost say that he might have triple digits.
Jeez.
It
For-
is an effort
That's up there for
for him
humans.
to be this excited. And he does
Oh.
tire out rather quickly.
It's an effort
and
for
it
him to be this
seems,
alive.
as a testament to Azara realizing what's going on. She does get a look over Turby's shoulder at you. It's that look of fine,
It's okay.
only because it's old and weak. You could almost hear a voice, but not quite because she doesn't speak. But you could almost hear a voice in that look as she's going, I'll allow it.
Sweet.
It's okay, Azara. It's okay. He's no threat. And I kind of just keep kind of comforting her with my words.
All right.
And as I said, this man tires out rather quickly.
Good.
And he says, thank you, young man. He leans back, and he just kind of leans back and puts his arms over his stomach and lap and kind of, without even saying a word, just
And he's gone.
drifts
Just-
into a nap. No, he's still breathing.
I was
But
about to
he's-
say, did we just kill somebody else? 'Cause I'm like,
Whoa.
Not gone like that.
Mouth open.
Wow.
He's
If so,
Yeah, she went there.
in a quiet sleep.
he went happy if he did.
He's definitely unconscious, and now that he's not petting, Azara has had enough of your crap and wants down, and she is letting it known.
What?
Chuck. No, I'm just kidding.
you better not
Do
chuck
cats
him
land
mine.
on their feet? No.
No, they land
I-
on Turby.
I put her.
give
put
me
her down.
give me a perception, Turby.
21.
Okay, you are barely quick enough, as she's a fast little thing. You're barely quick enough to get her down. She was going to go up and over,
Okay.
but you get her down
Sweet.
quick enough that she's She doesn't cause any more damage.
All right.
You definitely have, you look like a cat owner. You've
No,
got
yeah, some
pinpricks
claw
and
marks,
some claw
of
marks,
course.
and she definitely wasn't trying to hurt, but
Natural instincts of
you
a
realize that you do
cat,
have
leopard.
a little bit of a burn on your fingertips.
Mm.
Tried to
You
warn you.
realize she must have gotten a little hot there, but she again didn't attack. She
And
just
honestly, I'm
sit over to the
impressed.
side, sits down, starts cleaning herself, annoyed. Kind of looking at everybody out of the corner of her eye here and there, and if you guys move on toward the cellar, she of course follows Avery, but
And honestly, I'm impressed because she doesn't open up to anyone but me.
I
So
know we haven't really met, but not anyone. I am Turby, the
Oh my
Thunder
gosh.
Dwarf,
This is true.
Mountain of the Dwarf. So not just anyone. You ask my friends. I produce lightning at random moments in time. Okay?
At random moments.
In battle.
And not.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Kelly, for backing my story up. Into the cellar I went.
all right. So you guys go into the cellar, and just as this man said, in the barrel, there are essentially files. He has kept what looks to be meticulous notes for months.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I'm like files. I'm at a loss, guys. Like, what do you
I
guys?
like,
take
I
the
don't know.
files from
I
him.
don't know what this paper stuff is.
What
but
is where Barnabas? Where's Cyril go?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, he's back.
I need an
He
adult
gets
here.
there.
I mean, I got us to this point, and we made a old man really happy. But
Good job, Turby.
here you go.
Here you go.
Start flipping through the file.
Before or
There's a
after
lot.
Turby attempted.
Before.
There's quite a lot.
You said it's in a barrel? He said it was in a barrel?
Yes.
Preston, so it's
Yeah. It's in the barrel in the corner.
Okay.
Barrel of files.
All
Right.
right. Can we just pick the whole barrel up? Drag it out of the cellar?
Probably.
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
You want a strength check or something? Or am I just going to let me lug it out of there?
It's not that heavy.
It's not that kind of barrel. I don't know.
There are a
paper.
lot of files in there, but it's really not. It's months worth of files, but it's not a lot of.
I gotcha.
It's thick, not thick.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you
I'm
met?
just not-
Really?
not
Have you
gonna
met
touch that
Lenny?
Yeah.
one. Not even.
Wow.
Same,
Not
same
even.
thing. Same conversation.
And suddenly we're all 12. All right.
Something
Suddenly.
like that.
Turby is never not 12.
Once you guys had
Correct.
these files, did you
Is Turby actually
make
12?
your way out of this community and back toward Doratham, or Did you do
I know.
something
I know.
else?
As we were leaving, I definitely wanted to make sure that we, said our goodbyes to Climley and Esteban as they helped us get here and helped us with the things. So I wanted to make sure that they were set with their staying in the town. So I definitely made sure that we, at the very least, were leaving on the side of the town that they were on, so we could all wave our goodbyes as we were leaving.
okay?
I would tip, like if I had a hat, and I would do this.
I would just stare. Because
So
I
what
don't
I'm
know them
hearing
well
is that
enough
you
to
have
be all
Esteban's hat and
friendly.
he runs after you?
No. Like it's as if I had his hat, 'cause
Oh, okay.
I don't even know him as you say Esteban. It's hat,
Yeah, hat.
Hat
man.
man.
Hat man.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a hat.
No, that wouldn't go good for me.
Maybe.
That's weird.
Well, I think we're definitely leaving the town in good hands. So, I mean, I think they'll do well.
Yes.
They definitely both have immediately started helping. And Clemley seems to just catch people's attention and hold it. He's too nice. And they can't help but welcome him in. Esteban, with his skills, he's definitely found a niche to fill in this community for now.
Sure.
And so you all take your barrel and start heading back toward Doratham and Bostaril. You're so close to the border. It won't be long, but before we get to that part of your travels, I think it's time for us to take a break. And perhaps when we come back, we can not have such a somber memory. I guess
That's on you. You could have started this
It's-
anywhere else.
it is your memories, and
You could have took
You
our
wanted to
memories
see
that
somewhere
was a
else.
very good place to.
You wanted
Look.
to see it,
Yeah.
no matter
I'm just excited. The leopard likes me.
ish.
Welcome back. I'd like to remind our viewers that if you are one of our subscribers, yes, that's you, the elite, you have been entered into a drawing for a mini of your favorite character. And that could be Lenny, Callie, Avery, Turvy, Sivril, even Sunshine from back in the other times that we have yet to get to yet. And Overwatch, I'm not necessarily a character, but if you wanted one, we could make it happen. Any new subscribers between now and when we do the drawing will get 2 entries. With that, I'd like to take us back in and focus on your travel back to Doratham.
So we have the barrel in the cart, and we're heading back toward Doratham.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling mighty accomplished.
Well, we got the information that we needed.
I mean, I don't know that we were actually necessarily sent to collect information, but it's good that we're coming back with it.
Never come back
I mean-
empty-handed.
Especially since it was meant for, who are they?
The Orvast Kingdom.
The
Kingdom of
Orvast
Orvast,
Kingdom?
yep.
So whatever they need it for obviously wouldn't be good for any of us.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, to be completely honest, I really wasn't 100% sure what we were doing other than just meeting the contact and seeing kind of, what happens. This bright side, bright way, bright... What was the guy's name? Bright Sky? Was that it? I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever. Bright Blade, maybe? I don't know.
Bright
Something.
Blade.
Gonna go with Sky.
He needs to be a little clearer on his instructions, I think, probably. He's going to say.
Bright eyes.
Bright eyes.
Yes.
Bright
Yes,
eyes.
bright eyes.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
I believe you,
I
Kirby.
remember him as.
Yeah,
I believe you.
So-
Forever and always, bright eyes.
Can you stop letting Turby name people?
I have a system and it works for me.
I have a system.
Hat man.
We never have to worry about Turby forgetting someone's name
That's
because
right,
he
legs.
just gives you his own name.
Right.
Custom made.
Right.
Every time.
Every time. And sometimes it doesn't make sense and several helps me out and then it's like boom.
So do
got
you
it.
have a name for each of us in this group?
Not
Yet.
yet.
Hmm.
But I mean, you got legs. That's Lenny. And that was an incident where he essentially was crippled for a little bit.
Essentially.
Right.
Well, we're not quite there yet, though.
But
So
yeah,
let's-
this is just me talking about my memory.
Yeah, well, let's focus in
Sorry.
on Duratham and heading back there. Because we don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We already did that,
Turby gets lost.
and we had to go back. That's all right.
Mm.
That's part of why I'm here, to help you all focus.
Keep me
D20.
straight.
D20, that's not important.
We will eventually get to that memory.
I have no idea where it went.
I do enjoy sometimes when you bring up other memories, then it gives me something to look forward to and aim toward.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Did we get it all figured?
Got
Yes.
her D20 back.
Good. Well, you have to have those.
Right.
Just a little bit.
Fate, she is a fickle thing. So, as you all were heading back toward Duratham, and Turby could easily tell you, aha, yeah, here's the line that separates Orvast and Bothril, and nobody sees the line, but
This is the line.
Turby knows exactly where it is. Or at
Easy.
least he's very confident.
You guys mark that down.
Confidence is half the battle.
Put it in your stones. Your headstones.
Log
Carve
right
it
in.
in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, carve it in your headstone.
You all passed that wonderful camping spot because it's a little too early in the travels to stop at the last campsite that you had all seen, although Avery was not with you for that. So she didn't see that one. But
Keep moving very quickly because we're not gonna stay at that cabin again.
No. Keep trucking.
oh no, this was that's the next one. That was the next camping spot that you guys were at. Not quite there yet.
I say we just keep going and don't camp.
That's a good
anywhere,
idea.
Ever.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Zero.
Let's go.
something
Keep driving.
happens
Zero
every
sleep.
time.
Zero
Yeah.
camping,
Keep driving.
sir.
No sleep till Duratham.
What,
Or at least if we
Barnabas,
do.
Barnabas is going to be very upset with us if we don't camp so he can cook.
Or at least if we do camp, someone should be on watch.
Well, yes,
We've
but
tried that.
yep.
And half of did
Every
that go
time.
who fell
We've
asleep.
tried that, and we still get
Nobody's
beat
falling
up.
asleep.
It's usually
It's
just
just-
something happens. Maybe it's because
Yes.
we camp and then somebody cooks.
Could be.
Or whatever. We just camp and bad things happen. Doesn't matter watch or not. Lenny does things.
Yeah, surprisingly, Lenny is not falling asleep during watch.
Yeah. Might do other things during watch.
No time for sleep.
Anyway, we're not stopping. Let's go. We're going.
Onward.
You all
Full turbine
continue.
ahead.
Full turbine ahead.
That's right.
You guys continue on, and it is getting close to evening and time to start looking for camp. When once more there's something that does catch your attention, or at least some of you. I would like perception checks.
No.
Or maybe none of us. So.
Turby
Was
too
that
focused
Turby?
on finding a place to camp and drink.
I mean, I think, because I got an 11 overall. It's not great.
Okay.
That needs to stop happening.
I got a 22.
22. That's a good one.
Got a
I got
19.
19.
16.
I have 27.
27.
I was focused on just trucking along.
All right.
Years.
What was yours again, Lenny?
16.
16.
So
All right.
much cheating.
So
What?
the two elves and the tiefling.
Huh, go figure.
Your senses.
You and your silly human ears.
Yeah. Your sharp senses
Narrow eyesight, just like narrow lifespan.
hear in the distance a call, a cry. The tone is maybe help. Several, you know the tone is definitely help, but you do not recognize whatever language it is that that cry came in.
What kind of did it sound? What did it sound like?
Feminine.
I think you meant the language.
Yeah. I mean, sure, feminine, but did it sound like guttural sounding? Is it obviously, I'm a man of two languages, elf and elf. So
Unfortunately, not
How do you
knowing this
talk?
language,
I speak. Yeah, I speak
Okay.
common,
and it's not something you recognize,
Yeah,
and there's
okay.
not really an
But-
inflection that you can hear in.
but sounds like help
in
and
the
it sounds
cry.
feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And it sounds like it's up ahead,
Okay.
a little ways.
Okay.
I'll relay the information. I don't know what that is. Does everyone hear that?
I do.
I hear the help.
You don't hear that?
Sounds like help.
I hear the beating of the trail. We're going this
Why
way.
don't,
Yeah,
why
but
don't you slow down and
yeah, slow down for a second and just
Okay.
like listen over that direction. Hark!
You
What does my ear
can give
hear?
me another perception.
All right. Even worse.
oh my
Got
god.
the one on the die.
Oh.
So, Turby goes like
Literally.
this, and you all watch as he doesn't go like this. He goes and covers his ear.
Maybe
like,
that's not gonna help.
Hark! What?
Silver, I can't hear anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, sure. But they sound just like kind of up this direction.
Just
And
be
we-
on guard and let's
You
go.
do hear
forward.
the sound of your stomach rumbling as
Right. I mean,
it's
obvious.
time for food
Right.
and
I will
ale.
draw my weapon. Shing.
Okay. You draw your weapon,
Mhm.
and the cart
There
continues
might be
forward,
trouble.
and you guys
How
all
much-
head that way.
Kind of
Rest
dazed there.
ish did we have from the village to now, if any? Did our little bit of sleep count as anything? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Your little bit of sleep, did it count as anything you mean for healing?
Yeah.
I
Ah.
have concerns.
I have one.
Well, during your goodbyes, Clemley did
Oh.
graciously make sure
Everybody was
that
topped
people
up.
were healed and topped off.
Not a boy.
Perfect.
Does that count for spells used as per?
Well,
Well, if you
did
slept
you
last
sleep?
night. If you slept
Yeah,
last
as
night.
long
you
as you
would've gotten
slept in the morning, you were
Kelly
able
said
to
she slept.
prepare and be ready with your spells as normal.
Fantastic.
However, the only
unfortunate.
person that is still having a little bit of trouble is Several, as you are fatigued.
You got it. Fatigued.
Just had to make sure, we were all on the same page here, on the up and fatigued.
So, you continue forward cautiously or fast, or how are you?
He's driving the cart.
Okay.
Well,
he
if
doesn't
you
hear
guys-
anything,
if
so
you said you pulled out your sword, so were you sword in hand on the cart, or you wanted me to pull over,
I think you can keep moving, and we just.
slow it down?
I just pulled my sword out because obviously whatever I'm hearing sounds like someone is in danger.
Is is it going this way that I'm already going, or is it?
I mean,
off?
I've tried 3 times to get you to hear.
No,
it,
I
but I'm not-
understand. So that's why I'm asking you to like. So it's that way or
Yep,
that?
it's that way.
All right. So the way we're
Yeah.
going. Cool. So I slowed the cart down a little bit.
All right.
Trusting several here. 'Cause I couldn't hear anything. I don't get it.
I am not a crook.
You guys are continuing forward, and it is not far before there's no way to miss unless you were sticking your fingers in your ears. The high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. That is also a female's voice. And in order to hear anything else other than that blood-curdling scream, I will take one more perception.
Oh, that's garbage.
Really? That's 27.
10.
Who's cheating now? 20.
20.
20. Oh, go ahead.
12.
Okay.
25.
No, that's just
All
the
right.
bard focusing.
So, ladies, neither one of you were able to hear anything over that scream. Right. That's that. It's a scream. I mean, ladies, you know, if something is so terrifying that you can feel your heart jump into the back of your throat and then drop down to your butt, and you feel like you're gonna die. Something that terrifying. That's the scream you heard, and it just apparently made you
Overloaded
not
all
hear
the
anything
senses.
else. You just kind of focused on that.
I'm concerned about your description.
The rest of you, you also hear
Turby?
the
turn-
sounds of weapons clashing. You can definitely hear weapons hitting shields, armor, and other weaponry up ahead.
All right.
I'd like you to take us to combat.
Fuck me.
Bum, bum, bum.
The turbine, full steam ahead.
All right,
Whip it in there.
let's go ahead and let me get some initiatives.
This combat's brought to you by getting your ass kicked.
Hey,
Oh?
are we at the farm or the forest?
Forest.
All
Yeah,
right.
change the.
All right, haven't you been paying attention, Overwatch? They're traveling. They're not at a farm.
One does not simply speak to a deity that way.
No, I have not been paying attention. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, snap.
Ooh. Battle of
It's all right.
deities.
I've made progress tonight. All right. Anybody over 25?
Oh, fuck me.
That would be me.
Is
Okay.
it nighttime?
So
Yes.
it is
No.
sunset.
I masked that wrong.
The sun is setting. All right.
What does this
25
have?
to 30. We've
I have
got
a
Civil.
27.
Civil is at a
definitely
27.
cheating.
Someone check that die.
Right there, boom, baby.
No, I'm saying like for the loadedness.
Oh, don't touch it.
Don't
That's
touch it.
him.
You can't,
Yeah, don't
can't
touch-
actually hold it.
Yeah, no, but it's right there.
It's only Lenny if he has Barnabas' die.
That's true.
Yeah.
You owe him
That's true.
$2,000, by
Yeah.
the way. That's
2,000.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what the
for that
price was.
I
special
thought it was
die.
only 1,000. What? Inflation's getting ridiculous,
Yeah.
you guys. We gotta talk about this.
Welcome to the world.
Your voice matters.
Oh,
You're right, yeah.
Goodness.
wow.
I forgot what I had. Okay.
All right. 20 to 25.
23.
Just a little one-upper over here. I got 22.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's twice now.
Ooh, yes.
All right. 15 to 20.
19.
19.
Eight.
That's your
That plus that.
Oh, okay.
So
21.
21, right?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
19.
What'd you have? 22?
Yep.
So Avery goes before Callie.
I have 21, yeah.
Okay.
You have a 21.
Uh-huh.
All right. But it's a nice little grouping of
Yeah,
I know we rolled kind of good today. Well, kind
Ish.
of ish.
We're all right in there.
All right.
kind of together. Nice little grouping.
This combat is brought to you by follow the yellow light.
Apologies. I'm still opening. All right. So, what you all see as the turbine comes screeching around the road, you do see that there is a tree
Does Turby see that there's a
that
Turby sees
is
the tree.
laying across the road and on top of what seems to be a very crude wagon. Along with some other things. Let me just
Some other
pull
things.
some things out here.
Well then,
Some other things.
We need to start
yes.
our own Wagyu rescue service.
Familiar green and gray skinned slobbering beasts seem to be on both sides of the road and scattered among the trees. You definitely see a group of orcs, and there are quite a few.
Yep, I remember what I did.
Do you?
This forest on fire.
it can be. Give me a
You're
minute.
about to give me PTSD flashbacks of my own forest.
And Barnabas too.
Poor Barnabas.
So don't
All
cast
right.
that spell. Okay.
Or
I mean,
do-
you can cast it.
Or do you have no idea right now? So you know,
What?
she was part of a forest fire or whatever, but like
I know.
you don't know how bad that
Is
affects
that
her yet.
cart by
so-
any chance in the shape of
I
a
deal
ramp?
with it.
The forest goes on fire. Let them know.
Really?
He went there.
Okay.
That's where we're
All
at.
right. You are all coming from this direction over here.
Which direction over where?
Over here.
Okay.
Oh, that throws. a
You are
wrench.
not coming down the hill. You are coming up.
Oh,
The-
well, that's
So we're on the
far
short
less
side of the
rampable.
screen there.
Yes,
Jumpable?
you guys will be approaching from this side here. Your
Darn it.
cart won't be able to go past the fallen tree, as it is definitely blocking the way, and there's not enough room to get around.
I forgot
Naturally.
what I did here then.
Oh, you forgot.
Yeah, it's not exactly
So-
ideal.
At the top of our order, we have Sivril, as the cart is reaching the edge of the map, and the horse is definitely not wanting to go further because there's nowhere to go.
Super. The horse is not my issue.
Nope.
So
It's my issue.
not my concern.
I will drop off the right side of the wagon and approach the first creature that I see. That what are they doing? Are they just standing there? What are they doing?
All right. What you see, you take action to take a look and assess the situation, and you find
I mean,
that
I don't really want to do that. I could just go up there and just start hacking and slashing.
you can.
but- no, I'll take an action and I'll see what the
Okay.
hell's going on.
I'm gonna place a few more things here. I don't have exactly
being
what I
first,
need
yeah.
to represent this, but there seems to be a lot of fighting orc on orc.
Orc on orc action.
Yes, you see orcs fighting orcs. You see that there are definitely They're definitely locked in a major
Do you
conflict.
see this action that has taken out in 4 of us? We have got some orc on orc action.
Exciting stuff.
Oh my god.
But what catches your attention, Several,
Uh-oh.
is that there's a very brilliantly green-skinned orc that seems to be trapped under the tree right beside the cart.
Wait a fuck.
This is the first one that you've seen that's female.
Okay.
She seems rather young. She's obviously been crying. You can definitely see just the stains of tears that have been going down her cheeks.
I've cried enough today. I know what that looks like.
She doesn't look like the males and bestials, things that you've seen slobbering and hacking away at things. She's actually kind of pretty. Little, very tiny, sharp teeth coming at her mouth that you can see when she yells out again, obviously the cry for help that you heard. She's a very lithe figure, and unlike the bulky males that you have seen. And she's definitely not going to be able to get out from under that tree without help. And what else you see is other females among this fight. Again, like I said, I don't have figures for them. But, so there is the one trapped under the tree. On this side. Here. And then you see one being drugged by this one here. And you see a few others scattered throughout. But the males are all fighting.
So you have the male orcs are fighting other male orcs, and then you have the one female orc.
You have multiple female
orcs that are
either hiding or being herded, ushered,
okay.
grabbed.
Is there obviously in just a 6-second action here? Is there any way I can tell the difference between the orcs?
Not really.
Great. I will relay, as a second action, I will relay everything that I've discovered. Look, I don't know exactly what's happening here, but it's definitely some orc on orc action. But
Yes.
it definitely looks like there's some war banding going on here, and this poor orc lady is trapped under this log. There's some orc women that are kind of being harassed over here. My only issue with the current situation is there's not really a good way to distinguish the orc on orc action. All right. So
Okay.
I don't know who's the good orc and who's the bad orc. Or maybe they're not an orc at all. So do we want to
Go for the girl.
Nope. Just
do
say
we
it.
Barnabas,
do we
though he is not with us,
do we want to,
he is definitely here in spirit and ready to chime in. Oh my goodness.
gracious.
If you are not in our chat,
Oh.
you should go take a look. All right.
Do you want to goodness gracious, do you want to try and figure out a way for us to skirt around this altercation and let them handle their own business? Do we want to get involved and run the risk of not knowing who we're defending or who we're attacking or what is going on? You can speak to them, yes? You know that language?
I mean, so
As
I'm
this
gonna
all,
digress
there's
here,
you
digress
got
a little
6
bit here.
seconds. So
no, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much time are you taking here, Sip? Because
I have another action. I'll take
Right,
another
right.
6.
Okay,
I'll take all my actions.
yeah, I mean,
and we're discussing this because I'm not about to just wade into a battle that I don't know who's my foe and who's my My friend.
Turby, we we do know that you have a language that everybody else does not,
Yeah.
and you definitely
Crudely know Orcish.
hear from the girl under the tree cries for help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's gonna be crying for help. Yeah, it's not my turn per se, but I guess would I be able to, even whatever future action or whatnot, since not officially in the combat yet, can I discern the difference in these orcs with the limited knowledge I would have,
Well,
minus the one that's dragging the woman orc away?
several you've taken 2 actions to kind of explain the situation. Take a look at the situation. What are you doing with your third action?
So I looked at the altar. I looked at the perceived. I told them what was going on, and then I figured because I talked too much that it took my third action.
Okay. I mean, it is definitely something that might give you pause.
Well, yeah, like I said, I don't want to wade into a battle when I don't know who my friend is and who my foe is.
Yeah.
Okay. That takes us to Lenny. We'll get to your question there when we can. What do you do? The cart's at the edge of the map, just off screen. Your cart.
And just a whole lot of doing, not a whole lot of
And
shit.
you heard what Sivril said.
I did, and we have no idea what the hell is going on. How can it be inspirational in that? I don't know what to inspire at that point.
Okay. You can always hold your action.
I guess
We might be going into battle.
Sucks.
I will I will not inspire them, but I will bless them,
Okay.
just in case. +1 to action to attack.
Okay. How long does that last?
A minute.
Okay. All right. You all have a +1 to just one attack, right?
Mhm. No,
Okay.
just
For a minute.
for a
Plus
minute.
1 to your attack for a minute.
Yeah.
Did you inspire?
Alright.
No, I
Bless.
I don't know if we're fighting. So
Bless.
Yeah, I don't know if we're fighting, so I don't see much need for. No, I can't find inspiration.
I do like bless. Bless is good. If it would ever let me click the button, thank you.
Click.
All right. So then you're holding your other 2, or is
One.
it 1?
One.
Okay. Turby,
Yes.
coming to you.
Send it.
You want to take a look at the.
Send it.
You want to assess the situation as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a perception.
All right.
Here we go. Give me a no way me, no way me,
Close.
stop.
No, it's perception 28.
Oh,
28.
cheating!
Your remedial knowledge of the language and your
By an elf
Your
that's shorter than you.
sparse
Okay.
interactions with these creatures,
You're taller than me, so she
you know that there are some that are peaceful.
My strength is more than yours, I think.
Mostly. I mean, they're still going to fight to defend themselves
Right.
if they can. But you also know that there are warring bands. And this is one of those times. You can definitely see that obviously there's been an ambush and it's not looking very good, but you can see a slight difference.
Okay. Was it enough of a difference that, like, me trying to explain that, like, would that make sense and they be able to discern the difference as well? I guess. Or do I have to, you know what? I take the car up to the, like, boom, we're gonna line it up right next to
Just
that
pulls right
tree,
up.
right where that girl's laying down or whatnot. So
Okay?
slide it in, just whip that cart around. It's not my first rodeo.
Wow.
You just J turned the cart.
And then I'm gonna, I guess, take my final action here to, I need to know right? Like as we're actually up on it, we're closer. Looking particularly towards like the one that is, we've already noticed is dragging away.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look particularly at that and see, obviously those two are different. So what is that distinguishing factor? Like besides him being a man and as a woman, or
Besides male and
Right.
female. Okay.
Who you hit, I hit, we hit.
right. So I'm trying to figure that out and then relay that.
All right. Give me another perception.
Oh God, there's no way. Not bad. 27.
27. You were able at that time to see that slight difference is in the design that they paint onto their ramshackle armors and clothing. So between males, females, either way, you can see that the more warlike tribe has a more violent look to their armor, almost as if they were putting scratches or just marking themselves with blood for war paint. And then the well, what you're hoping is a more gentle tribe, but
Right.
you would think since they're traveling on a road, they have some softer tones like blues, and they might even have a flower drawn on something, but they definitely have a distinctive difference in pattern. It's like looking at two different paintings on a wall and going, yeah, those guys are fighting. Those guys are definitely sitting around playing drums around a little fire, obviously being peaceful. So you can kind of point it out. And does anybody have negative intelligence?
Negative intelligence?
What?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm probably the closest.
I have a
Probably
plus
the, I'm
zero.
probably the first.
Yeah, but not
I'm there.
negative.
I'm
Okay.
negative in Constitution, but that's it.
Oh no.
I don't want that either. Oh no.
So
Sadly enough, I'm probably one of the more
Turby is
intelligent
able
people in this group.
to go ahead and you can describe what you can in 6 seconds, but I think you guys will be able to figure it out.
I just let you guys know, like it's obviously the armor, like the bad ones are, you know, in the red, like the red armor or red paint on their armor. The other ones have like a bluish green. Like they're
Red
good.
versus blue?
Rare. Go for the red.
Okay.
Red is dead.
Red is dead.
Red is death. All right. So, all right, with your perception, pulling the card up and explaining, that ends your turn. Turby, Lenny, are you releasing your last action or no?
That we chose combat. Or we
He just explained.
We just picked out the difference between the two. If we chosen combat officially, then
My turn's done.
there's really not a whole lot I can do at this point. I will do. Yeah, there's really still not a whole lot I can do with one action. Unfortunately.
Lenny doesn't wake up and choose violence, so.
No, well, just unfortunately, most of my things.
Lenny's
got
got to wake up first.
He has a habit of
two
bringing
action
what you
things.
guys say back at you, doesn't he? All right.
Dick.
All right. So, not doing anything with that action?
I'll just,
Okay.
no, unfortunately,
All right. Avery, that brings us to you.
as little as I don't want to do that.
So you guys have a cart that you've been traveling in, and it is just pulled up pretty much
Parallel.
right in front of the downed tree. And you see all these orcs battling each other. You do see, women. You see female orcs, and you see the girl that is trapped underneath the tree. What is it that you and Azara did?
I think I will try to get her out from under the tree. I don't know how well that's gonna go, but I guess I'll try to pull her out with what strength I have.
Okay.
Maybe Azara helping me.
Let's see. That's going to be. Let's give me an athletics.
Okay, in athletics. So 20 together.
All right. With the 20, and you said this is the one we're using for Avery. So Avery gets over here, moves over, and then reaches down, grab a hold like under her arms or onto her clothing. How is it you grabbed her?
I try under the arms.
Okay.
I feel like I wouldn't have a good grip on just
So you
her
grab
clothes.
under her arms, and she's saying something to you. You're not sure what. You don't speak Orc, do you?
No.
Okay. She's saying something to you. You can't understand. It doesn't sound as guttural as when it comes from the males that were yelling in you guys' face when you fought, but it's definitely the Orcish language. And she grabs a hold of you back to help try to pull herself out. And with a 20, you get a good bracing and you feel her move slightly. I mean, she definitely cries out in pain, but she holds tight to you, and you've moved her a little ways out from under the tree, but not fully. Would you like to take your third action to try again?
All right, and I
release to
look
help?
behind me and I just say, does anybody want to help?
I,
It can't just be me doing this.
yes,
You only have one action, so
that's fine.
you can get over there.
Oh, fuck me. Can't now. Fine.
He's traumatized about pulling people out from under things.
So not doing anything then?
I'll mosey over there.
Okay.
Consider yourself moseyed.
Consider yourself moseyed. All right,
Nice
so
mosey.
we have
Nice.
Avery and Lenny.
I will run over there expeditiously.
Oh, now we're expeditiously.
I mean,
You can't say.
All right,
mosey
are you
and then-
trying
I can mosey
Trying again, yeah.
expeditiously.
trying again on your third action? All right.
So
Cough right into that.
you said athletics.
Yes.
21.
21. You've shifted her a little bit more. Again, she does cry out in pain, and she does cling hard to you to try to help pulling at you, but she seems to be consciously not trying to be the drowning person who drowns their savior. She is holding on to you to try to help, but she's not yanking you down with her. So you moved her a little bit more. Now that you've moved her out a little bit, you can see where both of her legs are bloodied where you're pulling them out from underneath the tree. She is definitely getting cut up by the bark, and that's what the cries of pain are, but she's still conscious, still holding on to you to try to help get herself out. And that will be the end of Avery's turn. That brings us to Callie.
Hemming and hawing about who's who and what. All I see is a woman being dragged away. Sudden bolt.
Okay. The one that has a hold of her arm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You are about... How far is the range on that?
60 feet. If I have to move up, I can do it and still cast.
You'll at least need to get on the board.
Okay.
So I can put you on the road unless there's somewhere else you want to be
That's
to
fine.
get to this one right here is who you're trying to sudden bolt.
Mm-hmm. Basic reflex.
All right. That is a 20.
He passed.
Okay.
But half damage.
Half damage.
Okay.
Which is still 14.
Half damage is 14.
Yes.
All right.
Oh my god.
Lucky.
You would have wrecked that dude.
Half damage for me is like 1.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm rolling 40 12s here, and one of them rolled a 12.
Okay.
Big Callies don't cry.
Well, I mean,
Makes everybody cry.
there's a nice
True.
nice difference. She can run out of spells. You can't run out of
That's right.
That's true.
Hammer
the
swings.
strength to swing.
That's true.
Sorry.
Well, he could
you ripped
under
my-
the.
he
you ripped my
can.
arm
right
off. I
spell.
ain't swinging a sword anymore.
There is that. I said you can't run out of the strength. I didn't say you couldn't lose your arm.
Headbutts.
And even then, the gods did bless you with 2. So
That's all my actions.
that is all Callie's actions. We are on to some orcs' actions.
I think I got his attention.
Did you say orc on orc action?
No, it's gonna be orc on tiefling action.
Yeah, 100% here in about
I'm
2 seconds.
like,
Tuesday.
Yeah, only till Monday night. It's the used orc acquisition sale.
Used.
wow.
We've already
Wow.
been there, done that.
Wow.
Again.
Okay.
Callie, is this
Wow.
what you have to deal with all the time?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
always.
I am so sorry.
Oh, you're just
You're
now
part of it now.
remembering this. You're part of it
Oh,
now.
I'm starting to figure it out.
I don't know if you realize that or not, but once you
Surprise.
rode on the wagon,
Whether you want to be or not,
You're on this wagon.
Yeah.
for
I'm
the
just
long
glad that
haul
there's
now.
somebody else here with me.
All right.
Like,
to witness your pain.
We'll
I don't.
suffer
That's
together.
misery does like company, I guess. That's
True.
Tired of fighting with this girl and not liking being hit with that sudden bolt. This guy throws her up on his shoulder,
oh, hey, come on now.
and then he moves to about here.
Oh, so
I
fast.
feel like
The figure fell over. Okay, he's got her on his shoulder.
you act like this spell isn't targeted.
But for some reason, he stops right there.
no.
And he seems to be looking in the bushes.
Into the bushes.
Into the bushes.
Okay, was he at least?
He kind of sticks his sword in a little bit. She's kind of kicking. He's got a hold of her here, and he's kind of sticking his sword in the bushes. He's obviously seen something. That ends his turn. This guy, who's been right here,
Hit him.
I'm going to as soon as I get to my turn.
that guy is going to kind of take a look at the bushes too, since he sees someone poking around in there.
What the fuck? Sorry, so
Alright.
orcs are drunk, fighting the bushes.
He starts removing bushes so that he can get into whatever it is. Can't seem to find what he's looking for, but he continues to try. So that's his last action. Turby, you're the only one that understands what he says.
Cool.
These must be last year's models orcs.
I'm gonna get a note.
Oh no.
Jeremy. They must be last year's model. Yeah.
I thought last year's
You know
model
what?
was all about trees.
I'm going to get some audience
Please.
participation. Can I have you take it to Turby?
Yeah.
that way Lenny
Turby's
doesn't have
eyes
to
only,
stand up.
please.
100%
Yay!
recall.
she says
Hey.
participation. Really, you're just the messenger boy now.
Slash girl.
I mean, I said Turby's eyes only, but I don't control our audience.
Oh,
She could have
snap.
totally
That
looked.
sucks.
Totally could have cheated.
Could have, but did not.
That's completely sus.
That is what you hear
I
him
feel like
yell
saying good girl in the
as
air is a
he
bad idea.
hacks at the
Too
bush
late.
and
What?
Nothing.
seems
that should not be
to
repeated.
exclaim in
Going on
excitement.
around me and my fiery leopard.
There is a woman on the ground here, and these two orcs are clashing together. They are definitely fighting. This one does not want to stand up, apparently. So they are fighting
He's
back and
napping.
forth. And they are trading blows. These two here, they are trading blows as well. Ooh, that sucks for him. there's one with a crossbow over there. He takes a shot into this melee. It's a pretty nice shot.
It's not what I recalled.
Well, until you really can see which side he's on, it might be a nice shot, it might not.
Best you remember, lest you forget.
All right, and there's
I do realize how Turby's mind jumps all over the place.
this one here moves over here, and no, he's going to move to the log, and he says something that you guys don't understand. Turby, you hear him yell, "Cora, I'm lifting, move."
All right.
And he will attempt to lift the back end of that tree.
Just the whole fucking tree?
He's trying. And he's not succeeding. He is straining. You can see veins popping out. I mean, you guys can't see him over the tree, but you hear something, and you can see the tree kind of barely move, but it doesn't really. Anybody still on the cart can kind of see him just bulging out, trying as hard as he can't seem to move it by himself. That is all the orcs on the board at the moment. That what they're going to do. The non-combatants. This one is going to move over here. The ones that are able to. That one cannot move. This one is going to move over here as well. And you see a small green figure try to dart out from this bush and run toward the wagon. However, the orc standing right there that had yelled about after cutting through the brush immediately reaches out and gets a lucky strike to the back of a child's head. It is a small grayish child, and it definitely drops face first into the ground right there. Did not stab him, but definitely took the pummel and right on the back of his head. Mm-hmm. And then starts laughing. All right, so what is your perception DCs?
Mine's an 18.
DC 18.
19.
10 plus your perception.
16.
He has an 18.
Okay. Everybody but Callie can see the rustling of another child as they start to try to creep out back here.
Okay.
All right. So that brings us to the top of the order. Several.
Right. I will approach the back end of this log.
So over where the orc is trying to lift it?
Yeah.
All right. Right about here?
Yep.
Or going
Where
past
I can,
this
where
one?
I can see the orc and the orc can see me.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to help him lift this log.
All right. Are you waiting then until you both can go?
No, because I assumed that he's lifting, and I'm just going to kind of come in and lift with
Okay.
him lifting. If he's straining, he went right before me, so I'm assuming I'm just going to kind of slide into the progress he's made and continue to try and lift
Okay.
the log.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
28.
All right. It is insane to watch that an elf that's half the width of this orc's shoulders
I don't skip leg day.
reaches down, and this large tree trunk, he reaches down, grabs it, and they say people get adrenaline rushes. That could possibly be it. Cyril literally lifts that off of the girl's legs.
By himself, the orc's now holding onto the tree.
Give me roll reflex for me, Avery.
Reflex.
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead and add 2 to that as well.
Oh God. 12.
12. Is
Yeah.
that with the +2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big roll.
So you were pulling, and she's holding on to you, and as
You gonna
the
fall on your butt.
pressure is relieved off of her legs, you guys gonna go tumbling backwards. So you fall back onto your backside, but she is definitely out from under there. Your momentum is pulling her out, so she is out from under there. Unfortunately, Avery, you are on the ground with her. So you guys are out from under the log. That is 2 actions for Cyril. What is your third?
Is that an orc right there next to me?
Right here? Yes.
So I will, I run up, put the end of this thing on my shoulder, and just kind of lift it straight up. She pulls the orc out, and then in one motion, I want to just kind of duck my head under the log, let it kind of fall back to where it was, and take my sword that was out in my other hand and bring it to my other hand and come across the side of this orc.
Come across into this one.
Yep. I would like to use snagging strike to try and leave it off guard.
All right.
19 to hit.
That will hit.
Great. 10 damage, and that orc is off guard. And to be clear, this is an orc wearing red. I'm not just hacking into a random
Right.
blue orc.
I
Okay.
was
I just wanted to make sure, I get it.
I am able to see it, but I would also assume that you would not attack the
I do listen to Turby when he
ones that
speaks
Turby said.
wise things.
When he speaks wise things.
That's right.
All right,
Massive
so
headstones.
that brings us to Lenny. You watch as several. It's an insanely an elf thing to do to be able to lift like that. Most elves are slight and wiry, and he just
Yeah.
So I said I don't skip leg day.
so.
No, never skip leg day. It's because you're wearing that snazzy jacket. You don't want to get it messed up.
That's true.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I'll just continue to follow through. I will change Sophia, 1 action, and I'll just continue plucking arrows into what's his face that Cyril's attacking
Okay. He is off guard, so
with a little rest. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot else I can do right now. That's not it.
well, if you didn't sleep, if you slept, then you do have your spells back.
I was the one that held the dying child. I highly doubt that.
Okay.
I was the only one that said that I didn't physically sleep, so she gave you all the opportunity.
No, that's 18, 19.
19 to hit. That will definitely hit.
Good job.
Where's these magical sleep arrows we saw?
Unfortunately.
Pew pew pew.
Unfortunately, that was it.
I'll say I don't think I ever saw those again.
So
No, that's 3 damage.
3 damage. So Lenny whips Sophia off of his back, his beautiful ivory and what is she inlaid with?
Gold.
Gold inlaid? No, she was
No,
inlaid
she's
with
inlaid
ivory.
with ivory.
Wooden and inlaid with ivory. Very pale and white in color, and
yes. Very
has an
angelic.
iridescent sheen with the ivory. Yes, and
She
you
looks
see this
like an
beautiful
angel.
lute get transformed into a bow, and this is the first time that you've seen this, at least, Avery,
Yeah,
having met Lenny.
Yeah, 'cause when you came around the last time, it was already.
it was already done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weapon unlike any that you've ever seen. Definitely not something you would see every day.
Not
and
cheap either.
so you transform your lute into a bow, and Sophia sings with a slight tune as you release that arrow, and it sinks into this orc. And your last action?
I'll fire another one.
All right, don't forget your negative.
That'd be a 15.
15 will hit,
Nice.
barely.
That's fine. I'll take barely. I'll take barely. That's a 1. So unless it's a sleep arrow, I just need to stop using Sophia as a bow.
Don't you add your Rex to your
No.
damage?
No.
All right.
Darn.
So that
Need
will
better
end
dice.
Lenny's turn, and we are to Turby.
Better dice.
Yep. I remember leaping towards Sivril and this orc, and yelling, "Turbashane!"
I want to duck.
Come over into like a flip, trying to do it in the air. I don't think the party has ever seen this at this point, so kind of new. And that's a 21.
Okay, and you are trying to go up
Or I
and
don't- I
over
guess I
several
don't have to.
into.
Yeah.
Are you going into the orc that he was already
Yeah,
attacking?
I guess I really didn't have to roll because it's just a leap or whatever, so
Mm-hmm.
it should be just 15 feet. So
Okay.
I think I should leap right next to them.
All right, Turby, up and over several, and right here into combat with this orc.
All right, and then in orc it's supposed to be like, you see me, and that's me hunting my prey, and then I hit him with the twin takedown with the old 1-2 with the hammer and my gouge. So we'll see what happens here. 19 for the hammer.
That will hit. Damage.
And then that's not gonna hit probably. But damage is 10.
Nice.
Yep, 10 damage.
All right.
Um,
That one falls as you take this one down. You get from the one he was in combat with, you see a quick
nice.
to you, a little bit of a grunt from one with blue on his armor. And that was only 2 actions, Turby. What would you like to do next?
Throw the hammer.
Yeah. How far was I away from the one that's got the one over his shoulder?
You are about 30 feet.
All right. Is any of them within 20 feet of me?
Within 20 feet of you, you do not see any with
Quick
the
assessment
red.
of my surroundings here. I don't see a need to throw the hammer. So I
scanned very briefly.
used my
All
dwarven
enemies look
stride
tainted.
and moved 25 feet towards the dude that's carrying the other orc.
Okay. All right. 25 feet?
Yep.
20 feet?
20 feet. Sorry.
20
I'll
feet.
say.
All right.
You're
So you
faster
get about
than-
right
Yeah, I
there.
wish.
That's fastest.
If this was
25
difficult terrain, I get that full anyway. So
Yeah.
that's where it comes in handy.
Yeah, yeah.
I know for sure.
Half movement.
All right, you get
bums.
about right there. You can see to your left, you see the small child on the ground that had been knocked out. And that brings us to Avery.
Okay. First, I'm gonna try to heal the one orc's her legs. I don't know. Like I can heal animals, but I don't know if that extends to orcs.
So you want to try to do a first aid and
She's gonna try
medicine.
to do a vet check on the orc.
Nice.
I mean, she was trapped on a log.
No,
so,
I mean,
you could roll
I don't
medicine
see why it wouldn't
for sure.
work.
You can
So
try
I-
medicine.
we'll try to roll a medicine for that.
Go, go, go.
7.
Oh, we gotta talk about this.
Ooh.
I know. It's like whenever I try to help.
We got to stop it then.
You should just wake up and choose violence.
Helping
So
is not
stop
your forte.
helping.
Just keep
No.
hitting things.
That's not gonna be good.
I don't like that.
She poked it.
Where'd it go? All right. So you're trying to help, but the communication barrier is hard, and as you're trying to help, she does kind of snarl a little bit, but it's not very intimidating as she's, these big huge males have these huge tusks coming out of their mouth. She just has these little tiny teeth in there, and it's like, but they're sharp, and she seems to be at the end of her teens or early 20s. Not quite sure, but she's just so slight. It's like another elf hissing at you. It wasn't very intimidating, but she's not helping, and you're not helping either way. I mean, you're not able to do anything to help her out.
Okay, and then I'll just back off and
Okay.
I'll use my second action to. Is he going after the one orc that took the female orc?
Yes. So
Then-
you're getting to your feet and away from her.
Then I will try to go help Turby with that one.
Okay. So,
I don't know how far away they are from me.
okay, you attempted to help her, and then getting to your feet, and then getting to your feet is an action, isn't it?
I think so. Standing or whatever.
Yeah.
But
All right, so you're heading toward Turby. What is your movement speed?
well,
30.
30?
what's your distance on your bow, right? I think that's what.
Are
No,
you-
wait, my speed is 35. Never mind.
Okay. All right, you can get right behind Turby here, a little off to the side of him, and that'll take the rest of your actions there. So that moves us on to Callie.
How far am I away from the child that was knocked down?
You are 45 feet.
Is that there's an orc standing close by to him?
Yes.
Them? Okay. I'm either gonna use 2 actions to get to the child,
Okay.
and my third to pick it up and try to shield it. I don't want to see my boys cry again.
Okay, he is within
I know.
range of this orc. If it moves, there's a possibility the orc can strike.
is there a way I can prevent that? Athletics, etc.
Acrobatics. Maybe.
Acrobatics. Well,
Could also just kill him.
well, I don't know if I can do that. Well, okay, fine. How about one movement closer to him, and then I'll hit him with sudden bolt.
There you go.
Okay,
And your movement is 30 or 25?
25.
Okay, so let me move you back 20 feet. It's over here with and so sudden bolting the orc over there.
Yes, it's 60 feet.
Okay. All right.
he needs a basic reflex.
reflex. That's a 12.
That's a fail.
Right over
Would you like a
Kirby's
D12?
head.
I need 2 more D12s.
2 more D12s. I'll steal
Yes.
mine, and I'll steal Avery's, and I'll send them your way.
Glad to be of service. Guess I couldn't help the one orc.
Yours
You did, you
sucks,
pulled her
my
out.
dear.
Oh, I guess that's true. Guess someone can heal her on their own.
22.
Whew. 22. All right. 22. He gets hit and
Rolled just fine. Thank you.
looks at it, looks
Rolled
at
just fine
you,
for
and
you,
just
thank you.
starts slobbering at the mouth and
Yeah.
foaming, and he seems to bulge a little bit
Ooh.
bigger.
Ooh.
And then he seems to bulge a little bigger.
Lenny.
And we're gonna
Normally the foaming happens.
we're gonna
afterwards.
call tonight's memories on
Oh.
the
What's he doing?
orc's
Okay.
turn.
What's he doing?
We're gonna stop here
Oh.
because we do need to take care of
I think
the
he's gonna-
drawing, our
The
first
orc,
giveaway,
apparently.
guys. All right.
Tune in next time during the Woodland Gladiators.
Cliffhanger.
The what?
The Woodland
Tune
Gladiators.
in next time
for
to
some
see.
orc on orc action.
Actually.
Tune in
kinda
next
worked
time
out
to
on
see how many of these orcs they're gonna take down.
Right.
All right.
He's
So
bulging bigger and bigger. Sorry.
Is there a town I
Whoa.
can run to real quick? Because if not, Lenny's not taking anybody down.
Drum roll, please.
all right, guys, we do have our winner. Drum roll. All right. Or do you think they'll do it? Yeah, right?
You're welcome.
I was waiting for it. I knew Overwatch
I
would say something.
hate
I
it.
just kind of was letting it go. Sorry.
We had to wait
I was
for it to
entertained.
get to him.
You're welcome.
All right. And our winner is a Kami Ghost. So, Kami Ghost, if you're in our chat room, you are the winner. You get to pick one of the characters within Elite Encounters. That can be Psychic Promise or the Soul Severed campaign. And you tell us who you want Barnabas to paint for you, and we will make sure to get that mini to you.
If you're not in the chat room, then let us know a way we can reach out to you. Send us an email. We need to get a way to get in contact with you so we can make sure that we get your mini sent your direction.
Absolutely. Make sure you get in touch with us, and if not, we will make sure to get in touch with you. That is going to be it for us. Our Elite, watch out for more giveaways.
Absolutely.
We are definitely going to do more of those. This has been fun, and we will see you next time on Elite Encounters.